It's late Monday, and still going to do our devotion for today. We're in Mark chapter 8, and we come to the feeding of the 4,000. Now, there are some that have said that really the feeding of the 4,000 and the 5,000 are one and the same story, but that's not true. We have considerable differences. In the feeding of the 5,000, we have 5 loaves and 2 fish. In the feeding of the 4,000, we have 7 loaves and a few fish. It also says in the original feeding of the 5,000 that there were 12 baskets left over, when in fact in the feeding of the 4,000 there were 7 baskets left over. Now there are some similarities. That is the fact that Jesus felt compassion in both situations. There's some similarities in the fact that there was a multitude of people, and that these that were fed were just the men, the 4,000 and the 5,000, not including the women and the children. There's also some similarities in the fact that with Jesus' compassion, he wanted to feed them. However, in the second story, in the feeding of the 4,000, he said he's afraid they would faint on the way home because they'd been with him for 3 days. There's 2 different places that are involved here. In the feeding of the 4,000, we're in Decapolis. In the feeding of the 5,000, we're in Bethsaida. So we definitely have 2 different stories, but isn't it wonderful that we have a compassionate Lord? In the feeding of either the 4,000 or 5,000, his compassion is what drives him. And he goes to his disciples in the feeding of the 4,000, and he says, we need to do something for these people. And the disciples, in spite of the fact that they'd seen the feeding of the 5,000, say, where are we going to get so much food in such a desolate place? They took a little while to learn that God can take care of any kind of supply that needs to be done. But don't we also have the same problem? We forget that God can supply all of our needs according to his riches and glory, and that he is adequate to take care of our every need, our every want. And he knows what's best for us to separate the wants from the needs. And so it's very, very important for us to remember that he is compassionate. He does know our needs. He does want to meet those needs, and that he's fully capable of meeting those needs. That's a brief thought for you for today, but it ought to be a great thought for you today, because we all tend to worry from time to time about our needs and our wants. But we have a God who has proved on 2 occasions his incredible ability to supply whatever is necessary. Not only to supply every bit of what's necessary, but there's always some left over. It's a wonderful thought. It's your thought for the day. God bless you and have a wonderful day. And I hope that you enjoyed the tranquil peace of the opening picture, and that you'll enjoy the tranquil peace of the closing pictures, for that's the view that I had from my deck today, this very day. My God supplies that beautiful peace that passes all understanding, and he does it day by day. It was a beautiful view today. God bless you.